in the Upper Peninsula. About 45 years now. And I've been always been very concerned about the environment. As I was getting ready to come to the hearings this evening, I was surprised to find out that there actually is hearings tonight for 4 different permits. And the notification that was on the DEQ site only gave reference to a couple of the permit application documents, one being air quality and the other being the NPDES. And I didn't realize there was at least 2 other documents that I did not have a chance to read, and they were available here, and I would really like to read them, and I intend to comment on them as well. I do have some prepared material regarding the air quality permit, and just a couple of comments on the NPDES. First of all, I have a lot of questions about the air permit. The background information indicates that the mill will process ores from the proposed Eagle mine as well as other locations. Is this an open-ended permit that can be used as long as ore is available? Water sprays are proposed to control particulate emissions along the ore processing procedure. Where and how are these waters going to be disposed of? Copper and nickel concentrates will be produced for shipment to a smelter. How much of these metals will be in the concentrates? For example, if the ore contained 3% copper, how much will be in the concentrate? Any beneficiation means that more contaminated tailings are left here in the Upper Peninsula. And the original surgical mining that we were led to believe was taking place, all of this have been sent to the smelter. It's unclear how the tailings are going to be deposited at a specific depth by barge. Will they only be deposited at anoxic depths? How will this be monitored? Do you have background data for this pit to know exactly where that anoxic area is, and also how it varies with time of year, etc.? The reagents that are going to be used are specified, but not how much will be used per ton of slurry. What effects do these reagents have on the settling rate of particles in the HTDF and on the water quality? Applicable Michigan State air regulations are listed, as are federal regulations. Is a separate permit needed to meet federal regulations? Appendix A, PM10, respirable particulates, that is to say, will pollute to 76% of allowable limit in this air shed. Are there other sources of PM10s already present? And what size of the air shed was modeled? Is it a mile away, half a mile, 2 miles, whatever? The NAAQS background for 24-hour PM10 is shown to be 28 micrograms per cubic meter with combined value of 51 micrograms per cubic meter. Does this mean that the mill would add 45% to the total? I understand that this is still only about 1/3 of the 150 micrograms per cubic meter allowable. In Appendix B, what does percent screening level mean? Is this maximum level allowed in the air shed? If so, manganese appears to be a particular concern. And what's the background level of these metals? And I'd like to know if these questions will be answered before permit approval is finalized. And I have a copy of this comment on the air quality, which I will supply. I also had I have a lot of comments, and I will supply them in writing as well. But on the NPDES permit, which is for all of the processes that will be carried on here at the refurbished mill, if that indeed is permitted. There is reference to all kinds of buildings and processes and so on, and there's no diagram at all that shows proximity of these buildings, where they are, where the monitoring wells are, and it's very difficult to try to understand that whole process without some diagram. I would ask, please, that there be some kind of supporting document of that type. I will submit more written comments. Thank you very much.